Hello, everyone. Welcome to Open Panel Wednesday. I am Marlene. I am the content creator for Life with Marlene. And this is a vlog channel where I vlog my Florida life. I share my experiences. I take you out to the beach and different things that I do, how I cope with life, so on and so forth. So if you're new to this channel, I would love for you to subscribe and become a new gem. So welcome to it, everybody. Hey, everybody. Let me turn my music down. How's everybody doing? It's so good to be here. Another Wednesday. Put my glasses on so I can see y'all clearly and it won't be all blurry. I hope everybody's doing great. Happy Wednesday, everybody. In a different setting, a little darker. I couldn't get my lighting just right yet today, but I still was going to push through. So, hi, everybody. I hope everybody's doing great for this Wednesday. Hope you're having a great week so far. And welcome to Open Panel Wednesday. And per usual, I'm going to put the link in the chat for those of you who want to come up and share your thoughts and opinions on this topic. Let me put this brand thing up for everybody coming in. I appreciate if y'all would hit that like. That definitely helps my algorithm. Where is it? Oh, in banners. Yeah, so this is what we're going to be talking about today. We'll be talking about toxic people and how to identify them, the red flags, and how we can stay away from them. Hold on, guys. I'm going to move my lighting just a second. Just give me a moment to change that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I think that's much better. I was getting this shadow right here on the side, so it's much better. I moved the lighting. So here we go. We're talking about toxic people today. Hey, young Riaz. Hey, Sugar Love. Sugar, you want to come up? Are you busy today? If you want to, if you're busy, I understand. So I wanted to come and talk to y'all about toxic people because I know so many, because I see so many, and I just want to talk about it. I feel like it's something very important to talk about. Hey, sis.
Hey, love. Hi, everybody.
What's going on? How are you doing today?
Oh, God. I'm finally not tired. It's just been a busy week.
The same allergies?
No, around this time, I'm really busy because, I got the program. So it's
Yeah.
meeting after meeting after meeting, blah, 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 blah. But this is a great topic. I'm always happy to be here.
Yes. Yes. So let's get into this topic, sis. Let's talk about these toxic people. I think the first thing that I want to start off by saying is toxic people are all around us and they're going to exist as long as we allow them to. And a lot of times we let people go too far in their toxicity, their poisonous behavior, their poisonous actions, and especially those who are narcissists, manipulators, all of that. So I wanted to do this topic because I think it's important to identify these toxic people, notice the red flags in them so that we can stay away. Anything to add?
Yeah. Um, Let me just get into here because. All right, cool. Are you talking?
No, I said my part. I just said, do you have anything that you wanted to say?
Yeah, not just the narcissistic people. Remember, it's borderlines, there's sociopaths, there's psychopaths. So we're gonna try to clump everything together. The similarities we're gonna try to put together because all of them have one thing in common, and that is they are not empathetic. They are takers, not receivers. And I mean takers in every sense. They are like vampires. They want to suck you dry. So this is a great topic. So like we can't help people once they're in, then it's going to be on them to get themselves out. But at least we can, before you get into deep, you know let's show you the red flags so you can know when to run, when to change your number. But I always tell people all the time, and they're like we got to be very careful of the good guy, the Mister I'm the good guy, you know. And then people argue with me all the time, and that's people like, why do women like the bad guys and don't give us good guys a chance? And I always say because they know them already, so they know what to expect. So people want to go to what's familiar to them and what to expect. Like the good guys, we don't know if you're really good guys, if that's a mask, But good guys, we don't know if it's that's good for the moment. We don't know if you're a covert narcissist where you appear to be nice, but inside the house you're really not nice. So women before they can't fall in love with somebody that quick because they figure, hey, he's a good guy. Now you have to take your time out and watch like everything that man does to see if there's going to be any red flags. But you know, don't go into any relationship with your mind on love or are ready to fall in love that you lose your perception and you lose like what to look for and you miss the red flags.
Right. I see that all the time, and unfortunately, I say this all the time. I see young women, they're ready to get a good relationship and fall in love, and they tell somebody everything that they need to know so that that person can feed to them exactly what they think that that person wants. But that's not really them. They're giving you just an illusion to make you fall for them, and then the mask will drop off.
Yeah, and I tell anybody, if you haven't like fixed any of your traumas, if you haven't fixed anything in yourself and you don't love yourself and you're not confident in yourself, do not even think about a relationship. You have to be prepared before you get in a relationship. So if you already have boundaries, just like one of the red sign is a joke. I'm just joking. That's one of the biggest red flags people miss all the time. Because
When you say a red flag, joking, what do you mean?
joking means I'm testing your boundaries, right? The joking means a joke means we are both supposed to laugh, right? That's what
Yeah.
a joke is. Like, but when the joke is something about you,
So
and
so you mean they're saying it in a joking manner, but they're really serious.
correct. So, and then why you acting like that? Girl, you know I'm just joking with you. That is one of the biggest red flags that people miss. And people got to female at that point, no, that's not funny. No, I don't like that. No, that wasn't a joke. Like anything about you, like they'll pick something that you might be insecure about that you probably didn't even notice it, or maybe you notice it, or but they'll make it a joke. That's the beginning of getting you to let down your guards.
Oh, so it's a setup for failure.
Right. So then you could go. So yeah. So that they're testing. They're testing your boundaries. They want to, and it always start. But that's one of the biggest joking. Oh, like look at that big toe of yours, and you may feel like maybe whatever reason your toe may be like that. Oh, girl, I'm just joking, right? So
Yeah.
then anything that okay, it's a joke for that person, but it makes you feel bad. So anything that's a joke that make you feel a certain type of way where we are both are not laughing at that same moment, that's a red flag.
Yeah, like they'll say something that they know that you're insecure about, like it could be, especially as a woman, your weight,
Mm-hmm.
your looks, your hair, anything that would make a woman feel vulnerable. They'll say something like that as a jab, like, now you shouldn't be eating that with the size that you are.
Right, exactly. And then when you feel a certain way, oh girl, I'm just joking with you, but being that it's in the beginning of, I like to joke around, or they may be like, but dad, you can't take a joke, but they always put the word, however how they put it, the word joke is in there. But I'm like, why we both ain't laughing? I don't see anything funny. But that's what a lot of times a woman feel in their head at that moment, but they don't react on it because he said, oh, just joking, goodness, and then a lot of times they'll steer you away from the joke and like change the subject, but you're still left there feeling a certain type of way. That is a red flag that women all the time miss. No, it's not a joke. I don't think it's funny, and no, we should not be joking. No, I don't. But that's something automatically, So, and then if he wants to try it again, because remember, that's just the beginning. They're gonna keep on doing more little things to test
Yeah.
you.
And what I don't like, when I see this is a red flag for me, they'll do something that's completely wrong and then they'll say that you're just too sensitive.
That's another one. Yes, deflecting or projecting, right? But in the beginning though, before they even do anything wrong, we in the play, they're gonna do a lot of different things to play with you, or they might do like they may call you all the time, and then all of a sudden don't call you, right? Because their main thing in the beginning is to get your reaction to everything. They want to see your reaction to this, your reaction to that. So they run a bunch of tests on you. So if you are a vampire, their mind is to see like what would she do for me? How far would she go for me? How can I use her? How can I take from her? How can I bring her down?
Yep. And say what she's going to put up with and what she won't.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they'll know if they want to pursue a relationship with you. Because if you're a yes woman or a yes man in that relationship and they find out, oh, she'll do all these or he'll do all these things, okay, I think I'm going to stick with this one and use them because they won't tell me no, or they don't believe in themselves. And then they're going to play on your low points to get you isolated from friends and family. That's another red flag if they don't want you to have friends
That's
or spend
that,
time with your family.
that's a little bit further down the line. But in the beginning, another red flag is too many questions. Like in the beginning, I really want to know you. You know, that's another right. You would think that you're in a court, but they do it so lovingly, but you don't know that's a red flag, and that's what the information that they're compiling against you for later. But they get it all in the beginning, in the honeymoon state. Like, nobody should be asking you too much of your personal business, too much of your personal background, and want to know about your mother, like, what did you do since, like, the birth canal? Like, as soon as you came out the birth canal, like, what did you do? Did you cry? So in the beginning, it should be like more platonic, like little bits of conversations. And women have to learn how to not fall for that, far as like whatever traumas or what. There's a time and place for that, but never in the beginning. That's why it's called getting to know you. But if you meet somebody that's a vampire, and in the beginning it asks a lot of questions, one, and then the second is they do all the talking, that they don't reveal anything about them.
Yeah, that's true. You don't really get to know who they are, but they want to know everything about you, your most vulnerable things.
Mm-hmm. And then we busy talking, not understanding that we're not getting information. They're the ones that's getting all the information. Like, if you notice that if I'm talking about my mama and you're not talking about your mama, that's a red flag. I'm talking about what I did in fourth grade and you're not talking about what you did in fourth grade. That's a red flag.
Yeah. It's one of those things like they only want to know everything about you, but they're not telling you anything about themselves because they're probably have done a lot of bad things, especially some of them. And I don't like to say that, but it's true. It's a lot of people out here that are pedophiles, really, you
Mm.
know. And they play on the young women. I'm not saying that it doesn't go vice versa. I'm sure it does, but I can only speak from what I've seen. That
Mhm.
these guys, they play on young women, and they'll tell them things that they want to know because they know that they don't have a father figure or a strong male figure, so that they know that they can become like a dad to them, and father them instead of being their boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where they have you exactly where they want you.
Yeah. And another red flag is to, like, when somebody's doing too much, like in the beginning, when they're doing too much, like too much of your likes, because they're gonna ask you everything that they like, or if they are predators and they're watching you anyway. So if you're doing a little bit too much in the beginning, how they say, if something is too good, don't believe it. Something is too good to be
Yeah,
true,
they always say too good to be true.
right? Don't believe it. And people don't understand, that's another red flag. All this, basically the love bombing, right? But then people don't understand that's love bombing. All that, if they was when you met them and they claim, we don't know how busy they are and what type of job they have and all of this. So, but in the beginning, you find all this time for me. I thought you was busy and working and doing all this other stuff, but you're constantly like giving me flowers and want to take me out and want to spend so much time with me, and you're trying to make me feel like it's me and you against the world. This is a us thing. Like, women have to that's another big red flag that women miss, because they sit up there and they know what they do is they pick at. See, the problem is with women is that a lot of the men study women. They even have books like pimpology and all these different things, but women don't take the time to study men, their minds and how they think and how things go. So a lot of times they have us down packed already. So what they look for, things that that is they feel that is insecure in us, and that's what they feed. They feed on our insecurities to get us locked in. So they figure, if you don't, being that you already told them that you don't have no father figure, whatever, or if you do have a father, they want to be better than your father. They want to be better than everything. So they figure, a lot of women, oh, I don't, oh my God, this is too good to be true. I didn't want to be lonely. And then he does this for me. He does. So people understand that's not natural. That's not natural in the beginning. In a honeymoon, that's not natural.
And I always say all the time, I think when people start friendships, romantic relationships, it has to be a true friend relationship. People go in too deep too fast. We should just be, hanging out and just having a good time together. That's it. It's not supposed to be all of these entanglements and titles. And if it starts becoming like you love bombing and I want to spend the rest of my life with you kind of stuff, that's a red flag because that doesn't happen like that.
Right. But people don't understand that, because that's just like bringing a kid to the cookie store, right? Because it feels good. So a lot of women, they're going by how they feel. So they're not being logical about anything, because it feels good. Like, whoa. I mean, doesn't it feel good to have somebody around you? Doesn't it feel good to have people like buy you gifts? Doesn't it feel good to have somebody spending time with you? So it feels good, but they don't know it's not the natural process. That people don't understand. People, when people do that, that's because the end game is to get something out of you. I want to
Yeah,
get something out of you. That's why, like, a lot of these shows with like the them guys who go around and what you call it, I be watching them shows too. Uh, who go around for the go around to these women, like the older women or the older men. It could go either way, and when they know that, like, they want to fraud them or whatever, like, they don't know.
yeah. They want to they say, oh, I want to take care of you and stuff, and it's just a cap, a smoke screen to
Right.
get to their money.
Right. And then once they get now, but they can spend money on you first, but you just don't know where they got it from. But they can spend money on you first, right? And then after a while, oh my goodness, just my bank is frozen. I can't get my money out the bank. And you figuring that, oh, for all what they did for me, which is really nothing, but in your mind that he did a lot. Oh, I can help him out. See, that's not natural, especially if it happened in the beginning.
Yeah, and most of the time they're only doing these things for you because they know, because you've told them already how much money you have.
Hmm. I tell you,
They wouldn't mess with you if they didn't know what was your financial situation.
right, and that's how a lot of people get hoodwinked. I mean, some people they put their houses up, they sell their houses and everything. Because to me, if somebody's saying, "Oh, well, this happened," and if you're a woman, a red flag is if they stop there. Right now, if you don't come with me to how you're going to fix that problem, because I believe we are all grown. So if you don't come to me and tell me how you are fixing the problem, a woman need to go. If we
Yeah.
are adults, then if we have problems, we should be able to fix our own problems.
Yeah, we should be able to. And it goes both ways. I'm not saying this is something just for women, for
Right,
men
right.
as well. You need to know yourself first. And for me, that's one of the red flags in relationships is people don't know who they are before they jump into a relationship. People just don't want to be alone. They're lonely, so they just will accept anybody who comes at them, anybody who tries to talk to them, anybody who feeds them a line or a game. They're like, oh, they love me because they're doing things for you. Just because somebody's doing something for you, don't that does not equal love.
Now, Eunice says, they taught us how to recognize game. When you're dealing with sick people, you're not going to recognize it. You're not going to recognize the game, because they nobody does not understand. Like, even when I said the joke part, You're not going to recognize or just appoint them just being quote unquote nice guys. See, you took some time, thank goodness, and you got married to your husband, thank goodness. But I hopefully, you went through some things before you went there. But a lot of women is not going to know because the men study us. These men study us, and then they study the individual, and they are dark empaths. Just like you have a regular empath, you got dark empaths out there. So they could look at you and they're going to study you and see what your insecurities are, and then being that they already asked all of them questions, they're going to fix it. So you might believe they're fixing it. And that's what a lot of women mess up at. Like they're gonna put them band-aids on the wounds and make you feel better. So you think for now. Some people could be with a man for years and then they just turn into different people. Sometimes a person could be with a man, and as soon as they have that baby, their true colors come out. Or as soon as they get married, their true colors come out. So every situation is different. So we want to catch them in the beginning. Like I said, joking is one that goes women or men. They let that slide really quick. Asking a bunch of questions, people let that slide really quick. And then how do they treat people that they feel is beneath them? We let that slide too. Like,
Yeah, and I always say a red flag is when somebody does something underhanded and then they'll make an excuse like, "Oh, I'm just having a bad day," or "I'm under a lot of stress." Like you see their multiple personalities in the same day. Like they'll be one way with their homeboys, they'll be one way with their family, and they're another way with you.
narcissism, I do a live about that. Yeah, and I do a lot of things. I do a lot of narcissism videos too. And then I'm going to tell you why a narcissist. If you ever deal with a narcissist person, you don't get me. But depending on your age, and then depending on how much you have lost, sometimes for some women, that's the best thing that can happen to you. That is going to prepare you for any and everything. Believe me, you will be well prepared for life, depending like how old you were when you met that narcissistic person. Because at that point, like you're gonna be ready for the world. There'll be nobody else that could.
Yeah. Sometimes when some things happen to you in your life,
Mm-hmm.
it's like that when that happens to you, and as unfortunate as it is, it prepares you for everybody after, because nobody can play that game with you again, because now you really know. And unfortunately, sometimes you have to go through some things and see people for the narcissist that they are. So now you're sure. Now you're sure. You
Yeah,
you know the red flags and you can see it.
exactly. So the officers will whip you up for life, so you could deal with anybody. But another thing too, like in the beginning, God dang it, I was reading something. Now I forgot. I know that it's not fair, but some people, it's a reality. You have to just go into things with knowledge and wisdom. Um, like I said, the main thing is before you even date, hello wellness, please make sure
Your wellness.
you fixed every part of yourself so they cannot tear you down. Like you have to do it. Even if you don't have no known, like I tell people, therapy, please, it's okay. Take one day, even if you only go for one day, go to a therapist or a counselor or whatever. Just have that initial talk so you could see if it's anything that's childhood or anything that have ever happened to you, you need to fix yourself. You have to make sure, because if not, you will be exploited.
Yeah, you will.
So,
Yeah, yeah, it's right. It's true. The word dark empaths is a whole different ball game.
oh yeah.
Oh boy.
No. So yeah, but you have to not saying that even if you're fixed that you're going to be exempt from the narcissistic person, but they won't be able to break you as much. And then you have to make sure that you don't tell other people's business. That's another thing that they look for. You know, it's bad. See, if you're going to talk about things, talk about yourself. If you want to tell your business, because again, that is something else that they put in their pocket to use later. So when it gets to the isolation stage, everything they know about your family or whatever, you told them. Everything they know about your friends, you told them. So if you got one of your best friends and you know your best friend is out there and she's crazy, but you still love her, he's not to know none of that because that's them are the things I don't like you with her. That person is not your real friend. They all out there and she got to speak to all these different men and all of this type of stuff. You know, I don't want you. And then a lot of times when they get to the isolation part, they're gonna use everything that you told them in the honeymoon phrase.
Mm.
Oh, I have problems with my mama. No, if you is in a relationship, that you should never bring up nobody unless you have something nice to say about somebody. Do not bring up none of their business. That's your relationship. And they're going to use all of that when it comes down to the isolation.
Yeah, and they're going to use all that, and they're going to start telling you to stay away from everybody, and they're going to say things about that person to make you start thinking differently about them. You see what they did? I don't think they're a good friend. They're going
Mm-mm.
to try to put seeds of doubt in your mind about somebody that you've known and try to tell you about who you actually know, and you don't even know them.
If you ever feel lost in a relationship, that's another red flag. You should never feel lost in a relationship. Like, I don't know who I am anymore, or now I'm doing things that I've never done before. Like, if you know that's not you and you're doing things that's out of your norm, that's another red flag. Always stay in your norm because there are a lot of young women and men, but being that I'm a woman, that's the only reason why I say women, but it goes for both. A lot of them are sitting in jail right now over a man doing things that's out of their norm. If you know who you are and you must know your rights from wrong, do not let somebody tell you, oh, just one time. That's another red flag. Just one time.
All it takes is one time to
Yeah.
ruin your life.
Uh-huh. Yeah. But they will convince you that it's just one time, and then they're gonna tell you how. Remember, they're gonna tell you what makes you the right person to do this. Remember, it's you and me against the world. Or this is for us. No, this not my norm. This ain't for us because I'm good, you know. But again, it started from that joke. Everything starts from that little joke. So they're gonna keep pushing and pushing and pushing to see how far they can get with you and what they're gonna want you to do. And a lot of time it depending on the man, that might be could destroy you, that might be criminal acts, that might be just to abuse you, whichever which one you get. But all that just one time, if that's not that, if that's your norm and something you consider, okay, fine. That's no problem. But if that's not part of your values and that's something that you would not do at all, don't do it. Because once
Yeah,
they,
it's
but it's
yeah,
going to start off with something that's not criminal. Like if you say no about something, say no. Because it could be like they may make you think that they're like, opening your horizons, right? Now, you know what? Go on to the deep water. I got you. I got you. But so they may do that in the beginning. So you may think that this person is right. Like, you could do that swim. You're like, no, I can't. So they're not going to do the bad deeds. They're not going to make you do the bad things first. They got to get you to trust them. So it may be little things that you may have little phobias of, where, thanks to them, you did get over that phobia. So you may be thinking, okay, this person is right. Or, look at this restaurant. You know what? Taste this. Now I don't eat that. I'm telling you, taste, you might like it. See, that's how they get you, but you don't know that's for something even more worse later. So whatever is not, so even though you may want to eat it, I'm sorry, eat it on your own time and taste it, but never do it, never do it around them. I'm saying, if you want to taste it, just don't taste it when they want you to taste it, because that's part of the grooming process. Like, oh, like, what? You never ate this? Try it. And you're like, no. But just try it. You might like, and then if you do like it, you're like, oh wow, he is right. I do like it. you know, that is another red flag, because people don't know. They don't start you off on nothing bad in the beginning. It's always
Yes.
something, it's always, they baby step you into everything. They baby step you. So,
Yeah, and that's exactly what they want. That's
mhm,
exactly what they want. They want to get you to trust them completely so then
mhm.
they can use you like a little puppet and say, okay, I know I can get you to do this. I know I can get you to do that. Hey, Leticia.
Yeah,
And
so
that's exactly what they want.
right. And a lot of times it's like, if you know something is wrong, you know, sometimes that's a hard decision for women when they figure, hey, but it's my man's. So they don't think about them as an individual. But I hate to say it, but I don't care if you're married or not. You have to think of yourself as an individual first. Then it's a we. Because when you say we, we are two separate people here. So, and if we both get locked up, we're going to be in two separate jails. No, I think you could go there. I'm saying, so we have to get out of that notion of we. It's me first, and then it's we. So every time you put yourself first, that means that's the biggest boundary that you can have. If somebody see you always put yourself first, do not let nobody deter you from ever thinking that. I don't care about a husband. I don't care about none of that. It's
Yeah.
because then they'll know how to treat you, and they'll know, huh, I better not play with, no, she ain't gonna do it. You gotta be that type of person that installing people's minds, she ain't gonna do that. So sometimes, even in the honeymoon stage, you gotta, when you say no, let that mean no. You gotta do things, make it to where as they're gonna know this is not a prospect. I think I better go move on to somebody else. They're gonna try to
Yes,
hit
yeah.
you.
That you have to be a person to have a strong personality. You can't let people play you like a little puppet, because if they know that you're weak in some areas or you hesitate, oh, I don't know, and you'll say yes, and then it will turn out to be no. There's like, yeah, they don't know what they want, and that's exactly the type of person that they're looking for. And I like what the word said here. He said he did all of that with his wife. He studied her and still does, but his intention was to compliment her and return what she does the same. I feel you though. The beginning part, I didn't do it until I felt she was right for me, and I think that that's important.
See,
There's certain
when you
there's certain things that you don't do until you're sure you want to build with
right,
somebody.
right, but once you pass all the red flags, then we can get into all that other stuff, right? But we're going to be just stuck on the red flags for a little bit. But that's after you pass all the red flags and this person is really a good person. But if you get past the red flags first, you got to get past the red flags. And once you keep hearing the word we and us, Baby, in the beginning, that's time for us to not. Even if you're a good guy, I would never know because I don't like them words. I like the word I in the beginning. I like you tell me about you and go I, and then when I speak to you, I'm gonna say I and me, and then we can make it. We make it. Once I hear all your I's and me's, and you hear all my I's and me, then we can make it a we.
Yeah, but when they start saying we in the beginning, red flag. We? I said, what you mean we?
And us, somebody
Yeah,
want
and us.
to again, they're conditioning your mind. They are programming your mind. So you could think it's a us thing. So again, that's another boundary. And then they're gonna try to hit you with the, oh, well, who hurt you? And why you like that? Oh, let down your guards. Or
Yeah, they say, oh,
you can
what are
trust
some of
me.
what are some of the things that is a red flag? They even will say words like that. What are your red flags, or what are the things that is your pet peeves? Because they want to know what gets under. Oh, okay, they're right there with a pen and paper,
Mhm.
knowing what they want to do to you.
Exactly. I tell you the questions, the 50 million questions, I'm like, well, hold up. What? And once you start expressing yourself, and then when you let them know your boundaries, and they're hitting you with, you just never had nobody love you before, you don't know what love really is, and that people always try to hit you with because you got them childhood trauma. No, I don't see. They take what you said. They don't even know if you healed from it, or whatever. But that's something they're gonna throw at you because people always want to throw at you something about your childhood. I'm like, you don't like. That's what people. You gotta be very careful of the information that you put out there, and it's sad because there really are good people. But being that we don't know if you're good or not, you're gonna have to take. I'm gonna have to give you baby steps too. Like everybody got to give everybody baby steps. When things go too fast, too far, too fast, too fast. I mean that, and then at that point too, people have to take a. Everything starts from within, right? So then you have to say to yourself, you know, was it some? Is it something that I'm missing that I'm allowing myself to go on this roller coaster? Sometimes you have to take a step back and learn how to take a step back if you feel, if you're having certain feelings like from the joke part, from the joke, like why I don't like this joke. Okay, and then the questions, and then the doing too much for you too fast, like the gifts, and well, I'm just trying to show you how I feel about you. How do you? I just met you. What do you mean you trying to? These things you got to be thinking.
Yeah, you have to be careful because it's like, you have to almost be suspicious
Mhm.
of everything that somebody does in the beginning of a romantic relationship. Like, why are they doing what they do? Like, are they consistent with what they say? Like, they'll say one thing, and then the next time they tell you the same story, but all the details have changed. You got to pay attention to all those things because those are red flags. But people just say, oh, maybe they forgot or they'll say, like, oh, I forgot. What is there to forget? Is that a story? Got to
Yeah,
pay attention.
and then the next thing is how much time they want to spend in your territory without you spending it in their territory, if you know what I mean. Like they always to your house. They
Right.
always take, you know what I'm saying? Unlike you're always at, why you're not always around their family, which too, you're gonna have to, it's like everything you do, you're gonna have to be observant. Because sometimes the mamas is down with it. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes the mama ain't down with it, but she don't know her son is like that, But some parents do know. But the thing is, if they don't have nothing to hide, you understand? Even though that doesn't mean they're not going to cheat or whatever. That's something totally different. People gonna cheat. They're gonna cheat. We're talking about red flags that may can harm you, or that can harm you too. But again, a lot of things is if you're always in my territory and I'm never in your territory, what are you hiding? Like, why am I not around your friends? Where are you scared that you're like some of the conversations when you know how when friends get together, they bring up old stories or be around the family. So that if they purposely isolating you from the people that's closest to them or anybody of the
Or here's another one.
friends.
Here's another red flag is when you don't even get to meet people in their circle. You never meet their friends. You
Exactly.
never meet their family.
That's right. Why are you always in my territory? And I'm not in your territory. You're always that in my house. You're up under me. But women don't think about that because now their bed is warm. The other half of their bed is now warm. And then they don't have to go out because the man keep coming to them, not knowing that's another red flag.
Yeah, why don't you take me to your place? And I always say in the beginning, people shouldn't even know in a romantic relationship where you live. What they doing going into your house? You still in the friendship phase. People do too much in the beginning. That's just my opinion. I'm not telling everybody how to act, but like you just meet somebody in 1 month, y'all in the same living together. I was like, what you doing? You don't even know them. I'm like, what you doing? For real. Y'all
Yeah,
still in the friendship phase.
right. And then and now if another red flag is if they got kids or if they have exes. If in the beginning, if y'all speaking and you never hear him take any type of accountability, or if he never ever said what part that he played, that's another red flag. If they come to you with the sad, sob stories of, yeah, I was good to her and like she just cheated on me, like as soon as you hear the word she cheated on me or whatever, people usually stop right there and then they don't want to go further into it. Like, what if, like, baby, he could be lying, but we need to ask more questions. She treated you like, and what happened? You know what I'm saying? You know, when they got themselves posed as I'm a good man or a good guy, but remember, this won't be one woman. It'll be every woman or man that they have been with. And if you're the common denominator, but everybody do you dirty, or everybody has messed up, or if they family members are or they call themselves, oh, I am the black sheep of the family. Okay, so now you're the black sheep of the family. And then on top of that, everybody you was with did you wrong. Baby, run. Run fast as you could run.
Yeah, that always makes one of my eyebrows curl up when people say they're the black sheep. I'm not saying that it can't happen, that you could actually be a good person, but most of the time, a person who is a black sheep, why are you the black sheep of the family? What have you done to the family to make them not want to be around you? Those are the questions. Like, okay, you have to pay attention. People, they feed you and they're telling you little things, and if you don't open up your ears and pay attention, they just gave you like a big red flag. Oh, you a black sheep? For real?
Uh,
Why are you a black sheep?
and another thing is if they meet your family members, right? And they are really nice to your family members, that's not normal. When you meet somebody's family and they see your mother and never seen her a day in her life and go, hey, mom, nice to meet you. Red flag, run. And
Yes, yes, they're doing too much.
I told young girls that they didn't believe me. And with a bit, oh my God, he loved it. Just met your mom. I'm not your mama. Were you like? I was my daughter went up. No, I'm not your mama. I have a name. We didn't get. I don't know you yet. But that's so. That's they're creating flying monkeys, right? They create. But remember, they're trying to be the good quote unquote the good guy or the good girl. So they're trying.
They're trying to gain everybody's trust.
Right, it's called flying monkeys. Well, you can say that too, right? To make you think they're the good guy. So you won't look at them. So then the family go, oh my gosh, Same way he got you, he gonna get the family, right? And then he's gonna look for anybody in the family is that's not receptive to him, and that's the first person they're gonna go after. The first person when they're ready for the isolation stage. 'Cause remember, they keep a memory of every single thing, everything. So the
Yes,
first
they remember
person,
everything.
right? First person be like, "Whoa," and then okay, you on my list. I ain't fool you, so that means you're gonna be looking at me. So I gotta get you out the way. You're gonna be out of the way, just so you don't never tell this person. You better watch them. They want to make sure, So they're looking at the reception that they're getting from everybody when they meet them to see who's gonna be receptive to them and who is gonna be like, whoa. And then that
Yes,
person is gonna become
I just
comfortable.
wanted to interject for a second, Shug. Miss Queen is saying yes, and some of their mothers are enablers. They know that their son is no good. They know that. They will enable them to continue in their wrongdoing, but they will always back them.
Yeah, that's why I said some of the mothers know and some of the mothers don't know, which is true. But I'm talking about when they meet your family, because hopefully you get to meet their family, because it depends on what game they want to pull on you. Remember, all of them come with different uses that they want out of you. So all of them are different. Like one may want your money, one may want to just to bring you down. One maybe he might just be a bum and he just want to live off of you. So we don't know. Like people don't ask themselves when they meet somebody, why did this person choose me? People
Yeah.
must ask themselves that in the beginning. Out of all the people, why did you choose me? And don't be afraid to ask that person that, because you want to hear what he want to say.
Yeah, like I always ask, why are we together? What is it that you are looking to get from me?
And
And what are you willing to do?
now, but
That's the thing.
yeah, but sometimes that's something you need to ask yourself before you ask them that question. You got to ask yourself, because a lot of times they already even know you or they've been scoping you. It's not like y'all bumped into the street the first time. A lot of people don't know that people be watching you and they watch like your schedule, like that person, like if sometimes it's not at a meeting, or if it is like when you meet up with somebody, they may be friends with somebody, they might know a little bit about you. But if you know what you can offer somebody or what they might want from you, you withhold that. You whatever, that's the best thing about you. I hate to say it, but it is what it is. The best thing about you, you withhold that until it's safe. Until you feel safe and them red flags is all checked off, you withhold that. So if you saying that, if they know you have a good job or whatever, you better come up with a reason to say I have a lot of bills. So they don't count your money.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
that's not even supposed to be a part of the discussion.
it's not
What
going to be a discussion.
one big way for me to block you is for you to ask me how much I make.
No,
That's
they're
not a
not going to ask
conversation.
you. They're not going to ask you. But if they know you have a good job, they don't have to ask you. Remember, they observe everything. It might not even be a conversation. The point is, like if you're a lawyer, so as you're speaking, you have to be the one to put out there. Oh my gosh, yeah, these loans that I took out to be a lawyer. Like it's your job to do what you have to do to even to make him flee. You have to test them out too. So that's your job, right? So if they're trying to do something, you just put a roadblock there. Your job is to keep putting roadblocks on wherever about you that he may want, or he so even though you don't know if he wanted or not, your job is to put a roadblock there. So a lot of things you don't have to discuss, especially if you're a dark empath. You don't have to have discussions. You know,
Yeah,
you don't have
yeah,
because
you don't.
right, because a lot of times just your title or your job, like alone, tells them these things. So they don't have to discuss it with you. So it's your job to put a roadblock everywhere, you know, and it's your job not to tell them your heartaches, what broke your heart, whatever. Like, do not speak upon your ex. Do not be so quick to tell them anything bad about your ex. I have two kids, and I have two. I got remember my kids are 16 years apart, so they have different fathers. Neither one knows about the other one. I never told like my last. I never said, "Well, this is what happened in me and his relationship, and he did this to me." No, women have to learn that's once you finish with somebody, it's finished anyway. So if they bring it up, be like, "Well, it just didn't work out." Don't go through all the vile stuff that happened because they're gonna try to top it.
Yeah, they always want to know what, oh, you're such a catch. What did they do that you're not with them? I was like, it just didn't work out.
Because they're gonna try to top it.
Yep. Never, my mom used to always tell me that never tell anybody, a man or a woman, tell nobody nothing about things that happen to you that's dark if you're trying to,
Mhm.
be with them, a friendship, right? Because you're giving people some leverage over you. Careful about that stuff.
The thing about Dark Empath is they know to get information without asking. Exactly. You were almost off of the exactly the word exactly. 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 Dark Empath, you don't have to you don't have to do a lot of things. And that's how they get you too. But remember, the devil don't come to you looking like the devil. The devil come to you offering gifts and the candy. They come to you
Yeah,
offering
and
you a lot
looking
of
good
stuff.
and talking good.
So people think they can't get caught because they come with a certain look. No, they don't. And excuses is another red flag. Like
Oh, oh, them
when
excuses, boy. Mm.
so excuses is another one, another red flag. When you
My thing with that, sugar love, is when someone make excuses, they're always making an excuse for their bad behavior, blaming somebody else. They accept no accountability for anything that they've ever done. Everything is always somebody else. It was my mom. My mom did this, my sister, my brother, my cousin, the job. They never assume any responsibility, or they always make an excuse. One of the things is, especially I know from being in that situation, is they like to blame you, and you're the reason why they're getting upset. You're the reason why they're getting mad. If you didn't do this, then I wouldn't do that. That's toxic. That's a red flag.
again, people, that's the gaslight. We're projecting and gaslighting. But at that point, you didn't look at the red flags. At that point, you didn't
Yeah.
look at the red flags. That's how they got you in that place anyway. So at that point, you got to get yourself out. But like I said, they do you baby steps. They calculate everything, and then if you see that, like certain situations, like sometimes people have to really look into people's eyes, right? Because one thing about a narcissistic psychopath, whatever, a lot of their eyes are dark, right? Like it could be like light 1 minute, and then you have to look in their eyes because sometimes it could be like somebody spilt something on them, or you have to look for a situation that you will be like mad over, but they're not mad or they don't say something, but you have to look at their eyes and see did they eyes. Like sometimes you don't even see their pupils because a lot of them they really get dark. And people don't look at people's eyes to
That's
see.
the evil. The evil is emerged in
But
them,
in the
and you got
beginning,
to see it.
right in the beginning, people don't do that. They don't look for like I'll be mad if somebody spills something on me. I'm like, what the? But they go, oh, no problem. It's okay. You know, it's okay. And then look at their eyes and see their expression. Because if they look, if their expression don't go with what they said, that's another red flag. That has to everything has to match. Everything has to match.
And it doesn't.
I
And
share
it doesn't with them. It doesn't.
I share my story at the testimony so these narcissistic people cannot use it against me because I know my worth. And you took it off too fast. I couldn't see it. I couldn't make the end. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not sharing nothing. 'Cause it is not even a fact because they might use it against me. And once I say something, I say it. But I don't want to. I'm sorry. I don't want to have to keep every relationship. I got to keep going back down memory lane. Damn. I'm like, oh, it's too much for me. So certain things I'm just not going to do. Period. I'm like every time you meet somebody, well, this happened in kindergarten, and then the family was like this. Okay, now we break up. Now you meet somebody else. Well, this happened in kindergarten. I'm like that. I done told the story already. I'm sorry you missed it. Now, if something comes up and I bring it up, then I'll bring it up. But remember that I'm not. It's like every time you get a new person, you got to keep going backwards. I'm like I done told the story. Certain things you just not.
Yeah. And if you really recognize people and look at them and study them, what they say, really listen to someone what someone is saying, you know that you don't even want to pursue anything with that person because you're like, no, things aren't adding up with you. Mm-mm. Just you just gonna have to stay away from me.
And then excuses too, because a lot of times with these people, like you don't know in the beginning that they're users. You don't know that they're taking money from these women and then taking you out with it, and you're thinking that they have a job. Like you want to sit up there and see like if everything has to match up is what they're saying is true or whatever. And like I said, the main thing is if you're whatever like I said, if you got a good job and you're busy, but all of a sudden you're giving me too much time, that doesn't add up. It doesn't match. Look for things that doesn't match.
Yeah, that's called inconsistencies. When I see something inconsistent, you say even when it's slight, like somebody will say, "Oh, I was like, where are you? Oh, I'm at work," and then you find out later that they was at a restaurant. Like all that stuff, like it's a whole bunch of little things like that. You got to pay attention. If they're always lying, making excuses to you, you got to stay away from these people, the gaslighters and all of them.
Okay, the thing about dark empaths is they are very in tune. That's why a lot of people get caught out there. And I'm so tired of women. I'm like, stop think I be like, oh my God, stop thinking. I really do hate it when people go, oh no, it could never be me. Oh, not me. Yes, it could be you. You just count your blessings that they didn't walk in your life. Some people are just not thankful. They really think that they're smart. No, you're really not smart. You should be thankful that these people didn't walk in your life. Don't
Yeah,
condemn
and
somebody.
unfortunately, sometimes too, sugar love is most people who don't know who they are, they don't even know their worth, and all of those things, and because of that, people get manipulated just because of their lack of knowledge,
Or
and they
people who
just fall
think,
for it.
right, and then the people who think, oh, it couldn't be me. Oh, child, if that was me. No, be thankful that these creatures did not walk in your life. Everybody could get got. When they walk in your life, everybody gets got. So you have to find ways to protect yourself. You got to find ways to put roadblocks there so they can know, okay, I keep running into roadblocks. Let me go find somebody else. That's your main job. So if you put roadblocks there and what they're saying is true, you'll know when to let the roadblocks up. But if too many roadblocks there and they can't get the supply that they need from you, they're gonna go to somebody else and get the supply. But if they are real, you would know when to when to let the roadblocks up. But you gotta automatically come with your roadblocks and don't let them tell you to put it away. No, you do that on your own. You don't let them tell you, oh, I'm different. I'm not like the rest. And I just love women, or I just love men, or I want to see the best for you. No, don't let nobody tell you nothing. Go with what you feel. And if you don't feel right about something, follow your instincts and your intuition. Do not put what somebody say over how you feel. Don't give them a chance to change the subject or bring you a nice gift or something like that, or do something to cheer me up. No, you should never got me this way anyway. So now we cannot be bothered.
Yeah, and I always say that all the time. Don't let, like, if you feel something is not right and your spirit's not sitting right, you see inconsistency, lies, drama, manipulation, all of that. If you see something or you feel something and just something is not right, I can't put my finger on it. Don't try to say, well, maybe it's me, because I see women, also men, do it all the time. They go inwardly and blame themselves because that's what they've told them. Well, that's just you. That's you and how you feel. You're just being sensitive. And it's not being sensitive, it's you're right on target. You
Mm-hmm.
know exactly what time it is and what's going on, but they want you to get distracted so that they can keep playing the game, so you can be right in that loophole, that in that what do you call it, down the dark hole with them.
Mm-hmm. And then you gotta really, really think about the word love, right? And then you also has to think of I when they give like little things like I wouldn't know what to do without you. When they start making you like saying everything about you, that is another red flag, because whenever they're gonna make you think that you're so important, and then when they start doing you wrong, then they're gonna be like, oh, I'll ill myself. If I can't have it, I'll ill myself. Then they start acting mental. And then now you're gonna feel you have to stay, because if you do leave this person is mentally unstable and they might take their life or something like that, not knowing that they're not going to do that. But
Yeah, that's
that's
just
the
a way to get you to stick around.
plan. And again, keep manipulating you and gaslight and love. Like, people, love is not just a feeling. Love is not just a feeling. Love is just not an action. People like this. No, it's an action with intent. You have to learn people intent, because anybody can be nice. Anybody can give you a gift. You can meet people on the street and give them a couple of dollars because you're a nice person. That doesn't mean you love them. It's just that you figured they needed something to eat or drink. You was fulfilling a need.
You are being compassionate.
Right. So yeah, because somebody's fulfilling your need, that doesn't mean they love you. They're just fulfilling a need. It has to be with intent. Some people, their intent is I'm gonna do this for you to make no, what is you always gotta think of what is somebody's intent? What is their motives? And what is your motive? Every time somebody give me something, I would like to be happy. I really would. But I'm never happy when somebody gives me something. Because my mind is always why. Like especially if it's not a holiday, even though I don't celebrate holidays. But when I did, it it was my thing is why. Like why people don't ever why everything. I don't care. Be like why for everything. But I tell you, I people give you gifts. You gotta question their motives. Like you want to be my friend, like and that could be for anybody. That could be for
Yeah,
anybody.
unfortunately, Sugar Love, some people try to buy your friendship and buy your love just so that they can have you like, okay, and now because I got you, now I need you to do this and that for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was that's why I'm like I always people tell me, don't give me nothing because that makes my head go into full fly like well a bunch of whys like don't and even favors. You should be happy when people do favors, but you know how this world go. You you may think you take that favor now that they want a favor back, and I'm like, no, please, like you set in your ways. I'm like, yes, I am, and I'm going to stay that way. Thank you very much. Because I don't, you got to be around people to know that they are sincere. That I would have to know you for a long time. I'm not saying like years and years, but I would have to know you for a while to know this is you. This is you as a person. So when you give me a gift, I can accept it because I know this is you as a person. There's nothing behind it.
Yeah, that a person that has the right intention, you know, you find out who they really are at their core, because people just do a smoke screen. They'll give you gifts and buy you things and give you money to buy your time, or to buy to learn something about you, and sometimes it's with a vicious intent to do something to harm you, or to go back and tell other people your business, you know. It's just awful what people do, because some people are just evil at their core,
Mhm.
just evil.
And then if you ask somebody, and especially when people telling you like why you love me, well, as soon as you hear the word, I gave you this or I gave you that, and no, that's not love. That's not love because you wouldn't be saying that. First of all, I would know that because if you love somebody, number one, I would have gotten value out of it. Like something about my life would have had to change, and it has nothing to do with materialistic anything. Like you would have had to like poured something in me, like information or made my life better. And it cannot and will not have nothing to do with anything materialistic. People got to really, really understand that. Somebody love you, even if they had I would have to have the same feeling if you didn't have anything. I would have to have the same feeling. Like what did you pour into me? Like did I learn something from you? Like did my life get better from you? And
Right.
it would not be because like you bought me a house, a car, whatever. That's all materialistic, you know. Like, but they have to pour like maybe you didn't know about stocks, and maybe they taught you about stocks. It would have to be something like where my life got better, maybe from the information that I know that because when people give you things like that, then you
Yeah,
know.
and I always say all the time, you know, you can't do better until you know better, and unfortunately sometimes you got to get the blows and the stings and the stabs of life. But we're doing this conversation, we're talking about this in order to open up people's eyes to the reality that's a lot of people out here. And like Leticia is saying, she has a relative who likes to give things and tell others that she gave to, so she can run them into the ground. And I know so many people like that. They will say, "Oh yeah, I'll help you," just so that they can tell other people that they helped you.
I mean, somebody do jump on me, tell the world. I really don't care. You did do it, so that's your good deed. But if the intent was good, I don't care who you tell. But if your intent was to get something more out of me, or make me eat out your hands, or you thinking that you're going to control me, because then we have a problem. Just like when people go to jail and they always tell you, if somebody offer you something in jail, don't take it, because they may go, oh, hey, you want something here, because you not knowing that you're going to have to return that favor. You have to, and that's how life is, period. But if somebody care about you, and they bring value to your life, that means they're not scared to show information. They want you to grow. They want you to do better. See, that's what a relationship's supposed to be. I'm supposed to pour things into you. You're supposed to pour things into me. That has nothing to do with materialistic stuff. So, and that also means that you're not selfish, and that also means that you see your future, because you're sharing these things. So you're not worrying. A lot of people are not going to share it because they don't want you to grow. They only want
Exactly.
themselves to grow. But if somebody pours something into you, that means that's what you have to take time out to see where these people are at. But and you have to learn how to be in control of your life, set boundaries, you gotta have not even just boundaries, you gotta put them roadblocks there for everything you think that somebody may want from you. You roadblock it. They have to earn it. They have to
Yeah.
earn it. And you
And
can
you,
never.
and that's one of the reasons why, Sugar Love, why I don't like accepting gifts from everybody, because if it's, especially if it's somebody that usually doesn't give me a gift, like we don't have that type of relationship, I'm like, well, I'm saying to myself, why are you trying to be nice? Like, what do you want for real? What you trying to get from me? What you trying to do? Because I was always taught to, take care of myself and provide for myself, even if I need help. I would rather find a way to make it happen for myself than to go and beg somebody to help me. That's just me. I guess it's the pride in me. But I'd rather do things for myself, because I don't want that thrown in my face that, oh yeah, she was over here begging and she was in need, and look at her. I don't want those type of things. I don't like that kind of vibe and energy.
All right, don't get me, but I got some bad news. I got to do a RIP to Tina Turner.
What?
Yes, he just passed away.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yes, so I'll probably do something on that later. But
Oh, I'm
I
so
just
sorry.
happened to look at my phone and it says,
Is
rest.
this real? Is it real?
Mhm.
Is it real? Because they were saying the same thing about Jamie Foxx.
No, 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 she's gone.
Oh, wow.
She's passed.
Hey, Liz. Good to see you. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
She's,
She's,
and
oh,
she was 83 years old. That's
wow.
made it to her 80s. But she lived a long time from being sick and everything. But
I didn't even know she was sick.
yeah, she had to get uh I think a kidney from her husband, gave her a kidney or whatever. But yeah, ugh. I shouldn't even
Oh,
be
my.
looking at things. I hate when I'm on my channel, somebody bring bad news. Here I go bringing the bad news, but they do it to me.
Well,
I shouldn't be looking
it's
at
real
stuff.
life.
I shouldn't even be looking at it.
It's real life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, with her organs and stuff. Yeah, that's what she lived a long time with her sickness. Yeah,
I didn't know. I don't know how I missed all of that. I had no idea she was sick. I don't know where I've been.
and then
Wow.
be careful. Be careful with people that's too intelligent.
It's because I don't know why that just made me automatically laugh, because I know somebody who's like that, and they're a trip. They're really a trip because they think they're smarter than everybody else in the whole world, and everybody else is dumb.
But they also are hustlers. That's why you got the intellectual hustlers. So they will make you think that they are really smart, but it's a hustle. Like them Hotep brothers, like a lot of these people will make you think they are so intelligent, but that is a hustle. That's a hustle. Believe me when I tell you, them the ones that will mess your life up too. They will mess you up, and you think that that you found the perfect man and he's all into. If he's a little bit too smart, that's a hustler. He gonna have you doing things in your mind. Oh my God, he's so smart. That's what you call an intellectual hustler. You gotta be very careful with that.
Yeah, because I've known some that has a few of those all wrapped in one. A dark empath, a gaslighter. They're all of those things wrapped up in one. You better.
Yeah, but
I
don't.
I don't even know what to say about them. It's just, oh, they're terrible.
Yeah, but you really, really have to. Again, don't be thinking, oh, they so smart. Baby, that's one of the biggest hustles, and they one of the biggest pimps too, honey. And you thinking, oh yeah, they're so smart. A lot of narcissists are they're highly intelligent. That's how they pull a lot of females too, because of their intellect. So you're not thinking that you're not thinking that they Pookie and Ray Ray.
Mm.
You're not thinking that they're from the ghetto, they act ghetto. In your mind, oh my God, this guy's intelligent man. He dressed good, he looked good, and smelled good. hmm and in your mind, I have moved up in the world. Sometimes Pookie and Ray Ray, they may not have no money, they may not have no ambition, but they might not be narcissistic. But and them intelligent people that's too intelligent, they know that is an attraction for a lot of women. Be very, very careful. Be very careful with that. Cause them are the ones too that women would sit there and think that, oh, I got this guy, he's so smart. Mm. The next year they're gonna stay smarter, right? But then they
Yeah,
get you good too.
yeah. They think they're so smart, and one of the things that I notice, a lot of them they try right away, especially for to lock in a girl, to try to hurry up and get the girl pregnant.
That too. That
Yeah,
that too. Because yeah, that one too. Because they want to stop your life. They want to stop your life, and they whatever. Like if they jealous of your life, or they know you're going to be somewhere, then you're going to be somebody. Sorry, they'll get you knocked up. So they know what comes with. They know babysitting comes with that. You can't do this. But when you
you
free,
can't go anywhere. You stuck at home.
right, and then they leave you. Some of them
Yep.
leave you.
Then they leave you and you on your own, and they on to the next victim.
hmm Wonder why so many men got so many baby mamas because they're narcissistic. A lot of them are narcissistic.
No, also it goes the other way too, sis. Go the other way too. It's a lot of women.
Yeah,
A
that
lot
too.
of women.
They're not leaving them stuck with the baby though. They may get child support or whatever, but they're not leaving them stuck with the baby. Very few, maybe like one out of 100, drops that baby and never come drop that baby and never come back. So yeah, the finances, the child support only goes by how much you make. You can get you can, if you don't make much, she don't get much. But
Yeah, that, and I will also say, and that's if they can find them. Because I know one who's been run from the law ever since. As soon as they get a job and they set up for them to take out child support, they quit the job and go get another one. That's another game.
mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah.
Big Show, why would you don't hear? I don't know who Big Rasta Show is, but
Oh,
you
Big Rooster. Hmm.
yeah, why would you think we're bashing men? We
No,
say
we're not bashing men over here. We're
right,
talking about both sides.
exactly.
Just watch if they practice what they preach. Most know the information but don't apply it, and that's how to know if they hustle in 1 minute, my brother or king, next minute, and word this and word that. Mm,
I
yeah,
feel
they
you on
they love to say that they're about all type of things, but
that. I have
they're not
respect
about nothing.
for people from childhood to this day, so I'm skeptical with practically. You have to be, Leticia, and that's the main thing people gotta understand. Anything when you get a certain age, everything now has to be earned, and that will be including me. If I haven't earned the position with you, then you should not be. You, that should be with any and everybody. You have to earn these things. And when we was taught that from our parents, you got to earn this and earn that. We didn't understand that that's how life should be, earned. Same way you go to work to earn money. Like we don't put none of these things. We don't put into our love language. We don't put earned in our love language. We think things are supposed to flow. No, things ain't supposed to flow. You have to earn these things.
Yep, you have to earn trust, and it goes on both sides. You have to, if somebody says something and it's not sounding right, it's not following through, something doesn't sound, like it's like you feeding all kinds of stories. They trying to feed you a smoke screen. Be alert. Recognize the game. They playing with you.
Because people don't know when these, like I said, when these people come to meet you, right? Male or female, Big Rooster, male or female, because you could meet you. This goes for Jezebels too. They come. The only way they can get you if they can find what your needs are. So whatever you are in need of, they fulfill it. So anytime somebody fulfill your need, you have gratitude towards them, and they know this. If you're really hungry and somebody gives you a plate of food and you eat for days or you've been lost, and somebody just go, oh, and they fix you a very good meal, you feel gratitude because they came to you when you were hungry. So you're going to skip everything about that person because your gratitude to them is because they fed you when you was hungry. So you're not going to take the time out to really look at that person because you're going to assume that they're good people. So because somebody give you something in the beginning because it's a need. So whatever, they don't come to you, they come to you because, and that's how they get a lot of people out of need. What is this person need? Like what is needed? So
Yeah, and the whole thing is that they feel that you have to do things for them, but they're not willing to do anything for you. And
no,
I'm talking about on both sides. They
yeah,
will
but
they
in the
will always
beginning,
expect you to do things for them, but they're not going to do nothing. It
yeah,
has to be reciprocated. That's a red flag for
no, but
real.
in the beginning, they're gonna do for you. In the beginning, remember these are red flags. In the beginning, they're gonna do for you because they have to trap you. They have to trap you. So they're going to fulfill your needs. They're going to observe you and figure out what does this person needs. So they are going to fulfill it because if they fulfill your needs, you're going to have a gratitude towards them. You're going to be thankful. So if you are a lonely person, they're going to make sure they spend time with you. Why? They're fulfilling that need. If that's why you gotta people know I'm not lonely, I'm good. Or if you bring, like I said, whatever you bring up in them conversations, that you have in the beginning, they are going to fulfill it as best as they can. And most of the things that women needs consist of things that's containing things that's emotional. So they're gonna find out what emotional need that. Cause remember, your emotional needs, if somebody meet them, is worth more than money. But and if it is money, like I said, if they're no good, they're gonna still get out there. They're gonna fulfill that need. Remember, the need is only for that moment. You're gonna fulfill it for that moment because they need for you to have gratitude for them in the beginning. They
Yep,
need
so they can trap you.
exactly in the beginning. So whatever your needs are, they're going to fulfill it. If if you wanted to take a trip somewhere and you never take a trip, they're gonna, oh, let's go on this trip. That's a need, So mainly it's emotional things. They want to find out anything emotional about you where you have to, like, if even if you told them you are the black sheep of the family, so your need is, I need to be accepted because they don't accept me. Whatever. So they're going to fulfill those needs. So remember, they're looking for, remember, they also have an inflated ego. So they want you to feel the gratification. Oh, thank you so much. Because remember, they have an inflated ego. So they want you have to keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them.
Yep, feed it the ego.
Right.
Feed the ego, and it goes on both sides. Men do it, women do it. They want you to make them, and it's a constant. They're always constantly seeking your attention and your validation to tell them that how amazing they are when they're not about nothing.
And intelligent people too, you have to remember that with the hustle, and it may appear that it's just about you. What the hustle is, they're gonna put you in a lot of more mess. They're gonna introduce you into things again, like I said in the beginning, that's out of your norm. That's out of your norm. So you have to be the one to stand firm of not going out of your norm, of things that you normally would not do. And remember, they're going to start you with babies. It might just be with food. Like I said, if you want to taste it, then you go by yourself and taste it. But do not taste it when you're with that person because you don't understand that they're inviting you into that to get gratification. They want to hear the word, you're right.
Yep.
Words,
So that they can say, "See, I told you about that." So you get their trust even more.
right. So that's for the, and the more you keep saying, oh, you're right. Oh, I'm glad I did it your way, baby, you don't set yourself up. And
Yep, they're just going to be trying to find more things that they can do to manipulate you to do what they want. It's all about mind games.
yeah, it's a mind game, but they feed off of you. So the only way they can get you is through you. That's why you have to put them roadblocks up to make them say, I'm not going to get no supply here. I'm not going to get the supply here. Because remember, depending on how their appetite is for the supply, if they're a person who needs constant supply, they're going to leave you real quick. They're going to leave you real quick. So some women, please be thankful when a man or woman leaves you. It's not because you're not the right person. It's because they can't get the supply from you. So it's not like the next person is prettier or they got more money or whatever. You just, something about you, the supply that they're looking for, you're not able to give them. They don't have no empathy, no sympathy, no love, no nothing.
Yeah, they can't use you, and they recognize that they can't use you how they want to, and they go on to their next victim.
Right. So that's your job. to if you're not a victim, they will stay around because they don't want it from you, and you're not being mean or nasty, and they're gonna respect them boundaries. But if they need that supply, and depending on that person's appetite, like some people need it like all the time. Some people like they'll stay full for a while. So, and they'll keep on at it because they want to see if their mind games like, oh wow, I gotta step up my game on this. She ain't fall for that, or he ain't fall for that. So I'm gonna try this. They're gonna try every daggone thing depending on their appetite. Like they need it instantly. Some
Yep.
some will
Some
wait.
is constantly, and some people is just at certain times.
Right.
Like they need it, like
Right.
an injection.
Some will wait you out, baby, till you break all them walls. And minute that last wall fall, game time. Now they're gonna play with you. Now they got you. But the main thing is like I said, you have to set roadblocks, and you have to teach people how to set roadblocks, because a lot of times you might not see the red flags, but you have to protect yourself. You really have to protect yourself, because they cannot do what you do not allow them to do. Like I said, joking. No, that's not funny. Why we both is not laughing, and why is the joke on my expense?
Yeah, if somebody has to put you down to elevate themselves, it's something wrong with somebody that with that person's mind. Nobody shouldn't make you feel less than to make themselves feel better.
This is why I tell people it's important to understand and be aware of your emotions until you can control them. Your thoughts can't control your emotions, but if you can reverse it, discernment will. A lot of people have to learn these things, but discernment, yes. For certain things, it's a skill, right? It's a skill, because if you have had a narcissistic person before, then you're good. You know what I'm saying? You good. Believe me, you're good.
Yeah.
You had to learn. You got them lessons. So, but with other people just keep thinking that we're not really talking just about relationships. We're talking about red flags, period. Because that could be a friend, that could be anybody, the
Yeah,
workplace.
it's not always romantic.
Right. So don't leave it as just romantic things. If people do any of these things to you, any of these things, you need to leave them alone. I don't care who it is. So we're not just talking about being in love and relationships or whatever. This could be in life. We just talking about in life, period, with toxic people, because she says toxic people here. So we're talking about toxic people, not somebody falling in love with or whatever. Like, you got to be careful with that person too, to always have an excuse. Oh, I left my wallet home, or oh wow, my card is not working. Like somebody who always go to events, and all of a sudden you notice that they never pay for nothing. Everybody, people who always got a sad story all the time. And I'm like, I don't like that.
Every single time.
They got problems all the time. Well, my car broke. Then I had to pay my bills. Then
Yeah, they shut off my lights. I lost my job.
because they want to see how generous you are. Because when people ask you for something without asking, if you know what I mean, they're really asking you for it, but they're not asking you for it. So they leave it in your hands. They leave it in your hands. So now you're going to say, what do I do with this information? What do I do with this information? And like I said, they always start you off baby steps. Like it could be like you started off like just we doing lunch. And when you notice that you're the only one paying, or you're the only one looking out for them, or anything like that, again, that's a red flag. That is a red flag. People are users and abusers. You have to be careful of that too. And that can go either way. Somebody who always pays the bill to make you think they're a nice guy, or somebody who always comes to you with sad, daggone stories. Like you could be
Yeah,
having a
they
good day,
never say a positive thing ever in their
right?
life.
You could be having a good day. Here they go. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, the people remember we wrote in our phones like the do not answer. You got the punishment on them,
Yeah, on my phone it says on
them
punishment.
people. Them people. I was like, I thought that was just me. Here you do the same thing too, right? But them are the people that you have to stay them energy vampires. And it's always what somebody done to them or some way to get you to give something. But they're asking you without asking you to see if you the sucker or not.
Yep.
Then you better stand clear of them. Like daggone it. Like people who always
It's always a story, and they always on the low, and they always promising that they gonna pay for it, pay you back. I got you. I'm just going through a hard patch right now. But your patch has been about 15 years.
all the people who always too, you gotta be careful of people who always talk about how much they did for everybody. But now nobody does nothing for them. That's another red flag. Cause now you only saying that to make me think that you're a good person and let me know all the beautiful and lovely things you have done as you say. So now when you fall in the rut, I'm supposed to feel like, well, let me help you out. That's another red flag. People who always, yeah, not people who talk about what they're doing. That's different. People talk,
No,
okay,
it's good to see
I'm talking about
people doing
people
good
who,
things with their life.
right, but I'm talking about people who says it in the past, in the past tense, and then they follow it up with, and when I'm in need of something, nobody's there for me. You have to be very careful with that. Nobody's there for me, or nobody does it for me. Because they really mean they want you. They looking to they looking for you to do something for them. But they're gonna tell you nobody. Yeah, and I used to take stuff out of my own pocket, and they're gonna tell you all these beautiful things that they have done, which is nice. But when they follow it up with, yeah, when I'm doing bad, there ain't nobody there for me. You gotta be very careful.
Yeah, and they're waiting. That's the line. They're waiting for you to say, "Oh, do you need some help?"
Exactly. People asking for, but they got to will you in first. So they're going to tell you all these stories of how wrong, again, how wrong people didn't have done, how wrong people are to them. But somebody did to them. Everything's about them. No, you're the common denominator. So it's respect for you to believe that everybody walk all over you. So why are you telling me? Why is that person good at you? You know what I'm saying? Go what?
Yeah,
Go tell them. But not people.
yeah. And they never. It's always everybody else. It's them against the world in every situation.
Yeah, but then it hit you with, but you just such a nice person. But you just such a nice person. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, you're the only person that
Uh-huh.
that is good to me.
Oh man, you are beautiful. I was like, uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I'm different from everybody else. Uh-huh. Then they again, baby steps. Oh, I'm hungry. It always starts off for some reason, it usually majority of the time starts off with food. Because nobody never thinks about, you know, you know, if we're going out to eat somewhere, nobody don't think that's a red flag. That is a red flag. You know.
If all of a sudden the card don't go through, or oh, I thought I carried my wallet or something.
Sometimes it's not about that, but that's one of the things. But the thing is to get you to offer. They training you to offer your services because you remember you're nice, you got a beautiful heart. So in your mind, you're fulfilling their need. So that's how they catch you too. Because you're a beautiful person inside out. You have to be careful with all these compliments people give you. That's why I don't like compliments neither. Don't tell me nothing. Don't that like people to be is respectful and can say thank you or the word sorry or all them other compliments. You ain't getting no. You're not getting anywhere with me with these compliments. Okay. Matter of fact, you're gonna make me not like you. What do you want
Yep,
from me?
you're gonna be on the block list real quick like that. You're the
What do you
beautiful
want?
queen. Please have
And
several seats.
yeah, you like my bestie, or and then but the thing is, if people keep telling you stuff, that's because they want you to offer it. Because if they don't tell you, like if I say, oh yeah, my car broke, right? And I'm like, oh man. Now if I'm telling you my car broke and then it's taking forever for them to get it fixed, and I'm ready to get it fixed Thursday. See, I'm giving you the solution. I'm letting you know I'm taking care of my own problem. Like if people tell you a problem and they don't tell you how they're taking care of their problem, that's because they're waiting for you to offer. For
Yep.
you to
and
offer.
and then they start saying something like, I really wish I could get my car because I need my car to go to work, but I'm in this situation right now.
Mhm.
It's all leading up to, yeah, for you to step up and say and do something.
Yeah, and then if you do something once, they praise you so good that you're gonna want to do it again. The praise is so good, you're gonna want to do it again and keep doing it again. But people don't even realize that they would they will suck you dry, and then when you ain't got no more to give, they're no longer your friend or no longer your mate. Once they get everything, and these people don't stop until you look like a raisin. They don't
Yep.
stop until you look like a prune. Believe me, they're not going to stop. And then you
and,
still
and
waiting for
also I gotta
them.
add this too, sis. and
Mhm.
and also, what some of them will do that have the anger problems, they will do so much manipulation and use you until one day they may take your life
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
if they're on that side. If they got an anger problem, yeah, they'll take you out.
yes, the word.
And then nobody will believe that they did anything because they've made this facade, this smoke screen, that they're such a wonderful, kind person, that people say, oh no, it couldn't have been them. They couldn't have done nothing because I've been around them, because that's what they do. They're
Yeah,
the master of disguise.
and they also want to throw in your face. I ain't never asked you for nothing. You did it on your own. See, that's another one. When people use you up, and the minute you say something, I never asked you. Yeah, food is comfort and usually yes, so it's a necessity, so one can easily overlook the condition being done. Yes, food. I'm telling you, it's usually food. It's usually lunch, or let's go to lunch, let's go to dinner. I got you, I got you. But if you don't see things being reciprocated, you are being used because they're gonna keep the stories coming. And if you notice, they never asked you about yourself or your bills. They ain't even, remember, these people have no empathy, no sympathy, no love. They don't care about your bills. They don't care about nothing that's containing you. They don't care. And if you don't think about no other red flag, please believe me when I tell you, they don't care. They don't care how bad you're doing. They don't care.
Yep.
Long as their supply is being met, they don't care. They seen you was an apple. Oh, wait, hold up. What is a raisin? A prune couple. That's a grape, right?
Yeah.
They met you a nice fat grape. They don't realize, they they don't care if they see you shrunk, getting increasing, getting more shrunk till you don't have nothing. Then it's on to the next one. And the minute you step to them, baby, they gonna tell you I ain't asked you for nothing. And you know what? They are
Yeah, they're gonna say, I didn't tell you to do nothing for me. You did that on your own.
but people have the right to say no, thank you too. Like me, if I'm telling somebody something, oh no, no, no. I let people know from the get-go, no, 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 no. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? People once if people don't say the word no, thank you, when if you offer, you know, at least leave it right there. But if you offer stuff and people don't say the word, and then it's constantly, and you think that this person is doing bad, so they need you, baby. The minute you get into a hard time, they ain't gonna have it.
Oh, and they always say, I wish I could help you, but I don't have it right now. I'm doing real bad.
Yes, ma'am. And then sometimes, I hate to say this, but people have to be brought to their core. Sometimes you have to be brought down to nothing. So you could understand. You could understand what's going on. To see who is around. So that makes you open your eyes to know, okay, I ain't got nothing, there's nobody. But that's not nothing you express to other people. That's something you express to yourself.
Right.
So unlike the user who made up these stories or told you all of these things, a person, when you're not a user, you want to keep this to yourself, and then now you know how to act accordingly. Do
Yeah,
not
that
get
that's what
down on
that's when you're gonna find out who are your real core people. When you're struggling and you see the people who be like, who check on you, say, hey, I'm checking on you, or I just want to do something just because, like, you're not asking, you don't have to ask them. They like, that's a good friend, or that's somebody who really loves you. If they see you're going through a hard time, you shouldn't have to ask nobody to show you love. When somebody loves you, they should be willing to step in and do it, and that's when you find out who your real people are.
Yeah, and that's crazy, but wow. But again, um there's another things, another thing that users do. And then you gotta be, hey, loving me, you also gotta be
Hey,
careful
Miss
of
Tracy.
people, depending on their age, that is, they will tell you they in the midst of doing something, or in the midst of, like, growing, but in all reality they can't grow unless you help them. But they're going to, another way of getting you to do something without asking, or you're not trying to get this business open, or and then how many times people have helped people, even if they're doing it for real or not for real, but even if they're doing it for real, look at all the people that they're going to use. A lot of people that say they want to open a business, and women or whomever think that, hey, I'm gonna show this person I got their back, let me help them, not knowing that you are being used.
and,
Remember,
and honestly and honestly sometimes they don't even have something that they're working on. It's just a smoke screen.
now some do. Sis, I have a problem for the problem. I expose things by explaining and educating it. Just up to the people to listen. I say things in subtle ways, but it's all there. Yeah, but sometimes people are doing things, but they need backing. So they use a lot of people to get there. Like some women, they feel, I'm gonna stick. Oh man, he is doing something. I want to show him I'm solid. Stop trying to show people too much. You
you,
know,
you don't have to prove love.
you
You don't
gotta,
have to prove it. Mm-mm.
sometimes you got to see how people is working out their own problems. Same way, they just say, "Oh, let them walk." Same way when you was young. When we had to take when they took the bottle away from us or something, that we had to learn. So the same rules should apply. But a lot of times, oh man, I'm trying to get this business done, or my business is not working, or I'm working on his album. I'm just gonna say album or whatever they call these daggone things. I'm working on this, or I'm working on that. So in your mind, you want to help because you want them to succeed, not knowing that you're not going to be in the equation after it's done. you know, or it could be the opposite way where it's all lies and they're going to still get you because in your mind, same would apply. I'm going to help this person because I love this person, or they're doing something good. So they either can A, you're doing something for real. It's just that when they get there, you're not going to be in the equation, or B, they're not doing anything. They're just using you to funnel money. And you think that is going to this, and after they drain you, they're gone to the next victim.
Yep. And I see that a lot of times people always like when they figure out like they've done so much to you, then they try to hurry up and marry you. Huh.
Yeah.
They yeah, I was like, why are you trying to marry me now? Because you realize you're gonna lose me? Get out of here.
I mean, like, I tell people, like, that they trying to condition, I'm going to say women, right? They want us to do things that's not natural to us, right? So you see a lot of these red pill, blue pills, manosphere. Now, that's there for a reason. First of all, when you call a woman masculine, or if you're complaining about a woman, that's a turn up for me from the jump. Because a real man, why you complain? Like, if you complain about a woman, so you trying to say I'm more powerful than you. So that's a red flag for me. you know, oh, women need to do this or women need to do that. No, you cannot tell me what I need to do or how I need to act or any of the above. But that's another way of getting you to do things that doesn't go in your nature, to whereas again you're going to start to feel lost. Anytime you start to feel lost in a relationship, you're going to have to evaluate. Anytime you feel like this is not me, or I wanted to do this and I wanted to do that, but I see that my whole life is for this person, then you need to evaluate. That's another flag. I feel like this is usually not me, or I usually don't do that.
Yeah, I never do anything like this. If somebody getting you off track from who you are as a person and what your vibe is and things that you are agreeable to do, if somebody making you go outside your norm, that's a
Hmm.
red flag. And this question from the word, he said off topic, but what is your opinion on people who state what or how others should do things but lack experience in the field? I I don't get down with that. Like people, I think people be expecting too much. Like if you want something, you need to have that experience as well. I don't expect more from people than I possess. If I don't possess something, I don't expect it from somebody else. It's like asking for more than you deserve. That's my opinion. What say you, sis?
I don't know. I'm trying to. They put the question on the
Put it
screen.
up again. Okay.
But what is your opinion on people who state what or how others should do things? I don't even care if you have the experience. It all depends for me who it's coming from, right? And I have to respect you. It got to be something about you that I'm going to hear you. Because in that case, it's just your opinion. I don't really hear you. So, you know, it, so it did, like sometimes like that saying, eat the meat and throw away the bone, but that all depends because you have a lot of that's what social media has really turned to now, is people giving their opinion on stuff that they have no experience on. That's the majority of social media. The minute you see something, everybody got something to say. A lot of time people don't read the whole article. They don't. They just look at the title, and they always go into the I. Like I tell people, get your feelings and your emotions and stuff out of a lot of things. Even when you're dating, when you meet somebody, don't come with feelings in them. You don't know these people. Come as empty as you're gonna be. Don't be full of nothing. Come as empty
Or they
and
come
stay
they come
blank,
in with expectations. That's another thing.
right? Don't have nothing. Because if you have expectations too, and then that leads you to be mad if people don't live up to your expectations, or you think that you have to live up to their expectations. But my thing is, it's just an opinion. But if it can help, like I said, depends on who it's coming from. Because sometimes people, an opinion is just an opinion. If you don't have no experience in the field, that doesn't mean you don't know something. Because you can't tell me something if you don't know anything about it. I never ran down a basketball court or whatever. But being that I have watched it, if I see somebody doing something, I could give an opinion. That doesn't mean I'm right or wrong, but that all depends on the person who's telling me. Because sometimes you have a lack of experience, but sometimes people can just see things, and if they can help you, they can help you. If they can't, then they can't. So that's what that'll be, and it's still on topic too.
Yeah, but also it's about the intention of the person, I would say as well. It is intentional. This is the intention of the person. A person could be stating their opinion, but their intention is evil, or their intention is to undercut you in some type of way. It's all about how they're trying to state their opinion. Are they stating their opinion because of uh, experience or something that they know, or are they saying something to make other people look bad so that they can elevate themselves? That's my thought on it. What is the motive? Like, why are they saying what they're saying? Is it to elevate people, or is it to put people down? Because that's what I'm about. If I find it's the latter, if their opinion is stated just to make somebody feel less than, I don't want no parts of that.
Hmm. Hmm. Exactly. That's just like I'm gonna do a thing. I want to do something. Did you watch did you watch Jack Derek Jackson? You know about him, right? The influencer.
Oh yeah, the one that he was always giving all of this advice and stuff.
Yeah, because he was talking about him. But his ex-wife did an interview, part one. I want to get into that so bad, girl. I definitely want to do that on Tony. But I want you up there. I know,
Okay, sis, I'm all for it. You
because
know I got a lot to say about him.
every red flag that there is to give. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it.
And the whole thing, without getting into the whole thing about him, is that he was always going by the looks. Because when you look at somebody and they're attractive, he used that and he played that up for everything. Because I'm this kind of dynamic guy. I'm outstanding. I'm all of these things.
That
And
his
mhm.
narcissist, he's a narcissist. This started way before that. When we get to that, we're gonna go through the interview. And somebody could drop my Tony T. Can I? Can I?
Okay, let me find it.
Let me come in and ask Tony and say hello.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let me go find it.
I'm gonna give you a view anyway. So hold on. Let me come in. So let
Yeah,
me
give
just
me
come
another view.
in.
Let's see. Let me
I come
find
in.
Tony T.
I come in. But that
Okay.
one, I want to. Oh, I'm going to dig my nails into that, baby. Yes, yes, yes. That I'm like, I'm like, we're gonna have to
Yeah, don't
watch.
get me started on that.
When you hear what she got to say,
Oh, I
sis.
haven't heard any new updates.
No, she did it today. We're gonna talk about it
Oh,
today.
she did it today. Oh, oh boy. Let me come. I used the wrong channel. Let me try it again.
Let me say hello.
Okay, I just dropped it.
I still say hi to you anyway.
Okay, good. All right.
Let me
So
hit
there
that
he
like.
is.
Oh, guys, if you have not hit that like, please hit that like. And if you didn't hit that subscribe, hit that subscribe. We're going to give you like 10 seconds. And if you didn't hit that like on your way in, please take this time out to hit that like. And if you are new to the channel and you like the content, hit that subscribe. Like right now. Hit it.
Yeah.
Hit it. Like right now.
Yeah.
We're
I'm waiting. Thank you. And also, if you see somebody here in the chat, I've really been enjoying this discussion. Andre, Southgate, The Word, Leticia, Miss Tracy, Eunice doesn't have a channel. Young Riaz doesn't have a channel. But if you see somebody here, feel free to go over to their channel and check out their content.
You have to walk the talk. A lot of people think because they have a lot of followers or successful, all of a sudden they know how to get things done. The measures and the work ethic knowledge means more. Mm-hmm. I mean, but you can learn. You can learn something from anybody. That's what I'm saying. It always depends. It always depends. Don't forget, Andre. We welcome you here and welcome to the show. Welcome to the Life family. You see that dog
Nice.
don't bark, right? Now, what if it was somebody else's dog? I bet you would have barked. I can't stand them. Yeah, you got nothing to say, right? Who?
Yeah, I agree with this, the word. That's what I'm working on now is understanding the intentions, like understanding what a person is getting out of something they are speaking about, but doing nothing about it themselves. I hear that all the time. I hear that all the time. People always talk about, what other people should be doing. They always talk about what other people should be doing, but they're not doing anything with their life or enhancing, but they're always telling other people what to do. It's one of those things that I never liked as a child when I would hear adults saying, do as I say, not as I do. I'm not with that. Don't say to be about this and you can't back up what you're saying. That's Tony's channel. And also connect with the word and Miss Tracy.
You see how Carter is, right? I'm getting me a whole new dog.
Yeah, I know how Carter is. Carter is Sugar's dog.
Yeah, that's my grandson, my son's kid. But he'll now if it was somebody else, somebody I could have missed my package. He don't say nothing. Now
He doesn't even bark.
But my neighbor, that's when you hear him walk through the live, with somebody else's house, not mine. Carter, yeah.
He is not earning his keep, Sugar Love. He's tired.
Right? That's why I'm gonna keep the cat. The dog is the dog is even for us. They ain't even for us. This Carter, he's the most attention seeker I've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, my sister has a dog, and he's a combination of a pit bull and a chocolate lab, and he looks very intimidating. But that's a little baby. He's not going to do anything. He didn't even start to learn to bark until maybe a month or so ago. And he's 2 years old. So I was like, when somebody comes to the door, woof, woof, and he just look at me like, who gonna make all that noise? And he go lay back down.
Okay, you says, would that fall under, baby, that is narcissism. But my thing is the things that women allow, to feel validated. That's why a lot of these, like I told you, they fulfill a need. Even if you're a Jezebel, it goes both ways. They fulfill a need. That's why you have to fix yourself before you think about getting in a relationship. Make sure you come as one whole person and you meet somebody that's a whole person. And if you do not feel at any point in time they're not whole and they did not fix themselves, then you need to go. I don't even need no red flags. If I hear you
No,
speak
and
about
I also
anything,
I will add to that too, sis, is don't think that you can fix them. Oh boy, did I spend a long time trying to do that. You trying to fix them and mold them into what you want. You can't make nobody do nothing.
exactly. But the thing, a need was, if you hear it, once we get off here, we're gonna go right over there. Right, I'm gonna give you a piece. She was chubby, she had a lot of bumps on her face, and the need was she felt like she was ugly. So what did he say to her? Oh, you got beautiful eyes. Because he felt something on her face, you know, and then that's all she needed to hear. And then from then on, this is like the first 3 days, from then on, he had a hook by just giving her that one compliment. Just that one. I told you, people be careful with compliments. They can call you arrogant. I don't care if they call you arrogant. Long as you know, and they know you know. Once they know you know, they're gonna call you arrogant or stuck up with it. I don't care what. So I'm gonna let you. You have to let people know at all times you do not validate me. I don't. Whatever you. I don't need none of that. I'm good with me. I'm good. See, people, the narcissistic or the vampire. I'm gonna say vampire because it could be not. We keep saying not like there's not sociopaths and psychopaths, and so we're gonna just say the vampire because they all vampires. They want to give you compliments to make you. No, I don't need for you to give me nothing to make me feel good. I feel good already.
See, but the problem with all of this is a lot of brothers and sisters out here, men and women, they don't know who they are before they get into these relationships. So they get into a relationship and they expect for the person that they're with to define them and help them
Mm-hmm.
to work on their worth. And if you don't go into a relationship knowing who you are, you're going to be messed up.
Yeah.
You can't expect somebody to give you and feed you your worthiness. You got to do that for yourself.
Yeah. hmm That's why I say you must make sure that if you know that your childhood was not good, then you fix it before you look for a relationship. Fix it. And this is why I'm glad that you have these topics because what if a teenager is looking at this? A lot of this start off when they're teenagers. They're not old. It's like a narcissist, a vampire is a vampire. You understand? So a lot of times we think, hopefully, the younger generation look at this so they can start getting themselves together while they're young. So a lot of them is trapped off too. Sometimes people don't have 3, 4 kids by before they're 25. A lot of them live more life than us. A lot of them is struggling at the age of 21. I mean, they start at 18. Some of these kids some of them start at 16 years old. Some of them, they done mess with these boys, and a lot of these 16-year-olds are pregnant.
Yep, if not 14.
Yeah. So we got to stop also putting things on people. And that's another thing that we do and we get blinded. So we like if you're dealing with another 16-year-old, stop thinking that because you have this baby, all of a sudden he's a man. No, he's not. He's still a 16-year-old kid who happens to be a father. So you start putting these things up in your head because you are a woman, or or you a man, a lot of these men, oh, she still want to hang out because she's still a kid. So they put things on each other because now they have a baby. They think because you have a baby that automatically make you like have maternal instincts or paternal instincts. No, no. And then they want to play. So that's another thing too. And then these young girls, they don't even know like their norm. So they're gonna do a lot. I have seen them do a lot of things they ain't got no business doing. And then how many times, because they're young, they don't know the red flags, and they out here. These men sit up there. How can a man watch two women fight over him, and vice versa? If you're a man, and if you're a man, and women do you got you into something. But I'm gonna speak. I'm so all good. You may not enjoy the content, but this has been great too. What is your content?
Yeah, I already went over and I looked at some of his channel, and I think he has good content.
What is your channel about, Andre? What's your content that we may not enjoy? What do we like it? What do we like it?
Hmm.
What are you hiding,
Yeah,
Andre? Now I have to tune in on you now.
I see it's mainly about wrestling, not wrestling, boxing.
I gotta remember the one who used to be our friend back in this he just does unboxing videos.
Hmm.
But he does like the old. I don't know if you remember him, but he pops up sometime. But he got the old. He does the old boxing. He brings up the old
Okay.
scrape book or something like that. Something scrape book.
I
Something.
think I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
he
That
used to
was a
be.
long time ago.
Yeah, but he still pops up here and there. But yeah, but stop.
Sis, you set up your live?
No, but I am.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say if you set it up, I would just go straight over there.
Oh no, oh no, I'm gonna set it up in a little because it's only a one, two, three. But I just want to say, remember, if we're gonna just go backwards a little bit for the people who just may be coming in, one of the red flags is joking when you are the joke. But the little jokes, that's a red flag. Too many questions, that is a red flag. Too much compliments is a red flag. You want to fill in some others?
Also, asking too much questions. They
Mm.
want to know too much about you too quickly. They want to know everything about you. They want to know who were you with, and why did the relationship break up. And those questions, too many questions, is they're setting themselves up to be a savior for you, so that they can be everything outside of what you have said. And then eventually the mask will fall off, and they're going to be exactly worse than what you said that you didn't like. So you're feeding them all the lines. Okay, this is what they've been through. You're setting yourself up to fail.
Yeah,
Like I
and
always say, don't tell people what you've been through.
and somebody's spoiling you too much. Like if they are too good to be true, they then run. If you got somebody that's beyond nice, not saying that there are not nice guys, but if you use discernment, you would know if it's in a natural way or not. But if somebody is working too hard in the beginning to get you, that's because they're trying to get you, if you know what I mean. They're trying to
Hmm.
get you.
Yeah, and if somebody has to put you down to make themselves feel better, like you were saying, always with the jokes, but it's nothing funny, that's a red flag. And pay attention to those. And they'll always say something like, "Oh, I was just kidding with you, but you're not laughing," or they'll say that you're sensitive. I hear guys say that all the time when they're being rude or nasty. You're just too sensitive. No, you're rude. No, you're rude. And it goes both ways for women too. If a woman is doing that to a man, it's rude either way. You should never do or say something to somebody as a joke and then to tell people they're being sensitive. Or I hear women say that too, to tell a guy he needs to grow some balls. No, that's not how it works. So that's what I have to say. Anything else, sis,
Yeah, and
before we roll out of here?
make sure what they say and what they do add up. Make sure it matches. Be very careful what people say. You better see it. If you don't see it, then it does not exist. People can tell you anything. Make sure you see on constant basis, not just one time here or there. See on constant basis from what they say, and you can see it on constant basis, not just in the beginning, because that could be just to will you in. But make sure what they say and do add up
Yeah.
consistently.
Yep, consistently. It's about not just what they say, it's what they do and the intent. Finding out, really not go by your emotions and your feelings and the love bombing. It's about who they are and are they consistent. If they say it, are they following through? Or now is an excuse or blaming somebody else?
Oh, and them being the black sheep, or them complaining about everybody done them wrong and they never did nothing. They never did anything. But we will continue with this. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna do more. So if we left out something, we're gonna give you some more. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're going to give you some more. Tune in next week.
We got you.
We got you. So thanks, sis, for coming on, and thank you everybody who came into the live today, and those my replay gang who watched to the end. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. How do you feel about toxic people, and what are some of your red flags? Thank y'all for joining me. I'll see you guys over at Tony T's channel. Bye, guys.